I'm going to take you through a quick demonstration of Fonality's HUDweb Queues module. Anybody who used HUD Classic with the HUD Queues add-on has seen this display. Every single tile listed here represents one queue configured for your phone system, and each of the queues have individual statistics which are displayed in the bottom half here. We have the number of people waiting in the queue, the average wait time, the average talk time of the agents in that queue, the number of total calls that have been processed through this queue, whether they are completed or abandoned. Then we have the abandoned percent and how many calls are actually in progress. So if we click on the queue itself, we will go immediately to the agent's screen. And this shows you all of the people who are currently members of this queue. They may or may not be logged in. Of course, we can see the word logged in here, and if we scroll down, we will see a separate section for agents who are currently logged out. The other way to determine the login or logout status is with the queue icon. We can see under Rick's name, the queue is orange with the little headset. And down here under Derek's name, we can see the queue is grayed out. So visually, you can tell if you look at the left-hand side over here that Brandy is currently logged into a queue, whereas Casey is currently logged out. So that icon will be very useful at a glance. All of the calls are listed over here on the right-hand side, and we can see that some of these calls display as private. That means that I personally do not have the permission to see the call details for Rick's calls. But I do have the permission to see the call details for Harold, Mark, and Michael because I see a word here and then an actual phone number. Now, all of the features that call center managers have used through HUD Classic, such as Barge, Monitor, and Whisper, are available. Simply click on the call block and you will see the Barge, Monitor, and Whisper options enabled with the black lettering, and you can see a kind of 3D effect with shading when I mouse over, as opposed to the bottom row where they're obviously grayed out. If you do not have the permission, they will show as grayed out. If you do have the permission, you'll be able to click this and one of those functions will immediately start. You also see the Start Recording button. That's going to, as you would expect, allow you to manually record a call in progress. And then over here on the right, we see anybody who may have already been barging this call. The conferencing button is a new addition. It's going to allow you to convert this two-party call into a conference call. And that's different than the Barge or Monitor features. That Barge and Monitor creates a three-way call, but a conference bridge can hold many more than 3 parties. So that's a new enhancement that is enabled in HUDweb. If we go through the rest of these menu options, stats are going to give us a nice listing of the statistics, which can be sorted much like an Excel spreadsheet where you simply click on the row header and you will sort in ascending or descending. It'll reverse itself automatically for you, the arrow pointing up or down. The average talk time displayed is for this queue only. And if we open up one of these agents, let's say Michael for example, we'll open up Michael's statistics and we'll see that he is a member of other queues as well. He's actually a member of, let's see here, about what, seven queues, including the A team, so 8 total. He's been active in 2 of those queues as of the last time these statistics were reset. So that is similar to Fonality's HUD Classic, where the statistics need to be or can be reset virtually whenever you want. Many call centers do that daily at the beginning of each shift. So the enhanced statistics is another feature of HUDweb Queues module, which was not a part of HUD Classic. Across the top, you see the familiar statistics, which were a part of HUD Classic. On the left-hand side of Classic, now they're along the top here, and I think it's more readable. In this thing, we also have the nice holding has been modified to be red, kind of jumps out at you. If you click on the calls menu option, you're going to see calls that are holding in the queue, and then calls that are actually active among these people for this queue. Then there's also going to be a call log if you're a member of that queue, right? So it's not going to show me calls because I am not a member of the A-Team queue. And then another enhanced option or feature of HUDweb is the recordings. We will actually load in call recordings for this particular queue to the bottom area down here. And then the alerts mimics the broadcast feature of HUD Classic, where we are able to talk to all of our agents at once down here at the bottom, or we can talk to only the logged in agents or only the logged out agents. So that's a feature that was very useful and a lot of customers complimented us about, and we've brought that into the HUDweb version as well. Going back to the overall call center view, just like a contact, if you would like to dock one of these queues, you simply click on the square with the little avatars in the top left, and then we'll click dock. It's going to appear out here on the right. And of course, if we click that, it will take us right into that queue again. And then the last couple things that are maybe not new, but just a little different than HUD Classic. You still have the ability to sort all of the queues in a list view or in a tiled view. The list view tile view was not available in HUD Classic in the same way, obviously. So it's more graphic here, and I think this is much more compact than the HUD Classic version. And then of course we've got a reset all button, where in HUD Classic we had the ability to reset individual queues. In the HUDweb implementation, we're able to reset every queue if you have the permission. So everything here is a permission based. And then we've got some nice sorting features, such as sort by queue name, or you can quickly sort by the number of callers holding. That's going to be huge for customer service organizations who want to make sure that there are not long hold times. And then of course, if we have an SLA that we want to keep, we can sort by average wait time, and it shows us our top queues with the longest hold times. Now that will help us with overflow and alerting agents who may not be members of those queues to perhaps jump in and help out. Then at the very top, we can see an overall statistical display. We can see how many total agents are at the company, 221 in our case, and 155 of them are logged in. And then totally we have 14 calls waiting at present and 22 people on the phone. So a lot of people logged in, and there are calls waiting and probably people to help them. One of the things that the statistics does not break down for you is the difference between those agents. So just because they are agents logged into a call center doesn't mean they're necessarily customer service agents. At Fonality, we have sales queues as well. So that number includes all people logged in, which might be salespeople, support people, billing people, etc. Hopefully you have a little more information now about Fonality's HUDweb Queues implementation. For any questions or comments, please contact us through support or go on our wiki to do some self-service answers. Thanks.